Hey guys, welcome back to another Technique Tuesday video. In today's video, I want to talk to you about double thirds, how to play double thirds correctly, and what are the things that can go wrong. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and make sure to check the notifications bell to never miss a new video. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like. Playing double thirds can be very tricky, and I think most beginners really struggle with the balance between the fingers. It can take a long time before it comes easily and naturally. So in this video, I want to show you first of all what to watch out for, how to play them, and what double thirds are indeed. So if you look at this first example here, what you can see is that in the right hand we've got double notes moving, and in the left hand we've got double notes moving as well. Now, when you have double notes moving with the same distance, so this is a third interval, that's a third interval, and that's a third interval as well. We call this double thirds because both melodies, the top melody and the bottom melody, is always moving with a third distance between each other. So a third, a third, a third, and so on. And the reason why this is really difficult because the fingers are all different lengths, and you have to make sure that the pressure and the accuracy between the two notes is always identical. Now, this one is quite simple when you have to play detached or staccato, because you can move up your hand and readjust the fingers and the muscles. But if we have to play this legato smoothly, it's a whole different story, and it's much, much harder because the hand is staying in a static position and you have to adjust without letting or releasing the notes. So let's start with the right hand and let's try to play this melody. We start on C and E with 1 and 3, and then when we go to the next two notes, D and F, we're going to use 2 and 4, so the next pair of fingers, and then going up to E and G with 3 and 5, back to 2, 4, 1, 3. So 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3. And we're just going to repeat this in a loop. So now, as you can see, I was playing this legato, so I can't release the first two notes until I press down the second pair of notes. As soon as it plays like this, it's detached, and you basically kill the purpose of playing legato. Now, the first problem that comes is when you try to press down the two notes and it sounds like this. So one of the notes goes down a little bit sooner than the other one. And again, this is because one finger is shorter, so it's going to reach the notes quicker than the middle finger, which is longer. And the same thing can happen when you move on. And then a lot of tension can come into the hand because you are trying to adjust between the lengths of the fingers without doing anything to your wrist. So the first thing you want to do is relax the hand, keep your fingers really, really curved, keep this very flat but relaxed, and concentrate on getting the balance between those two fingers so that they go down perfectly together. And then, instead of keeping this very static, try to do a little bit of rotation in the wrist and the hand so you can accommodate the difference in the length of the fingers. So see, I'm leaning into this because my fifth finger is much shorter, so I'm not going to keep my hand in this raised position. I'm going to lean to the right a little bit to be able to get that note down at the same time as the E. So once again, and then rotating back. So your hand is basically doing a tiny bit of rotation from left to right, and that's going to help you to get that movement very accurate without the notes sounding away from each other or separated. Now, the left hand has the same issue, and it's even harder if you're right-handed. So if you're going to start on 3 and 5, and then 2 and 4, 1, 3, back to 2, 4, and 3, 5. So again, concentrating to keep the hand a little bit rotated towards the little finger. and lifting up. And this just takes a lot of practice, and you have to really concentrate keeping the hands relaxed. I can't stress this enough. As soon as you tense up your hand anywhere around here, you're going to get more and more mistakes and less accurate sound. And when you practice this a lot, you could try it hands together. And if you manage to do it hands together, it means you're ready to play a piece with double thirds. So this exercise was from A Dozen a Day, and it basically prepares you to play a piece with double thirds. And now let's have a look at an actual piece from the Czerny book, where in the right hand we have legato double thirds, and in the left hand we've got staccato thirds and a chordal accompaniment. So we're only going to play the first phrase just to get a grip of how this actually feels when the left hand is going staccato and the right hand has to keep it legato and accurate at the same time. So here is the right hand. So again, watching the finger numbers is a lot of finger changes and the articulation, legato and staccato. So starting 3 and 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, lift. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, change to 1, 3 on the same notes, and then 3, 5. Changing finger on the staccatos. Every time you have repeated notes, make sure you change fingers. It sounds nicer. Left hand is in the treble clef, a C major chord. So C major, F major in second inversion, and the G major. Now let's see what happens when we play it together. Now when I start teaching this piece, the first thing that happens, besides the inaccurate double thirds, is that the right hand starts playing detached because the left hand is staccato. And that's something that you have to overcome. You have to keep that right hand connected. And that's Czerny number 21 from Opus 599. It's an excellent exercise for double thirds in the right hand, and it's also a perfect exercise for practicing legato against staccato playing in the left hand, and also for changing finger numbers on the same note or same chord. So it's very good for phrasing as well. I'm going to attach the sheet music for the Czerny 21 in the description below if you want to try it. And if you have any more questions for double thirds, leave them in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, subscribe for more.